Hello again, I am Blunty, and as a few of you have noticed, I've been letting my beard grow out. It's like 2 or 3 times as long as I've ever let my beard grow my entire life. I've always had a beard since I was 16 or 17, I think. I was the only guy in my entire school that could grow a decent facial hair. I was kind of proud of it. It was a wispy little sort of idiot goatee. I mean, it was the 90s. It wasn't a good look. But since then, that eventually sort of graduated to the Van Dyke and then the beard and various styles and things throughout the years I've sort of tried and played with, but it's always been kept clipped short. So I finally decided to find out what my beard looks like if I just let the damn thing grow, and it turns out a little bit Santa. Sorry. Anyway, as part of growing my beard out, I did a little bit of research on how to look after it, because beard hair is different from hair up here. It is sort of thicker and coarser and grows slightly differently. So I thought, well, I might as well look into these beard oils and beard balms and crap like that that's around that are always dismissed as sort of idiot hipster nonsense. But, it's not like it was going to cost me anything but a little bit of time in my afternoon, which I wasn't doing anything anyway. So researching I was, and I watched a bunch of videos, read a bunch of articles, and decided to give it a go. And so I did. So over the past 2 or 3 months or so, I've been trying a few different ones. And in particular, I've got some of this stuff here, which was sent in by a company called Beard Brand. So we'll start off with this, which is the Utility Balm. And they say of their Utility Balm, our Utility Balm is a deep conditioning balm that is perfect for keeping your beard and hair velvety soft and hydrated, and keeps your skin moisturized and healthy. If you're going to pick one product for your grooming routine, this should be the one. And that's the whole thing about these beard care products. They're meant to look after not only just your beard, but your skin underneath your beard as well. Because one of the things I found out when doing the research is, as your beard grows, the hair follicles sort of pull the natural oils of your skin away with them and stuff. So you have to look after the skin underneath your beard, otherwise it gets all flaky and stuff. And that's something I had a problem with, even when my beard was quite short. Sorry if you can hear the street cleaning outside. I'm going to keep going anyway on the off chance that's not terribly distracting out there. But yeah, I had sort of beard dandruff. I'd scratch my chin and my shoulders and chest would have a little sprinkling. It wasn't very bad, but it was certainly noticeable, especially when I was in dark clothes, of beard dandruff, dry skin, because the hair was pulling away my skin's natural oils. I never had a problem with dry skin before. My skin's, it's not great skin, but it's not sort of dry or super oily or anything. It's just skin. That was fine. But the beard was always a problem. Scritch, dandruff. And that's where these sort of products come in, the balms and the oils. And what they're designed to do is moisturize your skin and the beard hair, and help make the beard sort of soft and sort of easy to work with and easy to keep tidy and things like that. And to demonstrate that, I've got a before and after for you here. On one side, you can see my beard in its natural state. I'm fresh out of the shower. I've dried off. The beard's dry, the hair is dry. And this is just me without any sort of products or anything in it. I have combed it. I spent a decent amount of time combing it. But as you can see, there's a huge difference between my beard in its naked state, my naked beard, and when I'm using the oils or the balm. This stuff really, really does help. And the Utility Balm in particular, as they say, designed as an all-in-one product for your beard, your hair, your skin, moisturizing, things like that. And that's why they recommend it as, the one product to go for. Because let's be fair, it's not an unfair stereotype to say that a lot of us hetero, cis, Gen X kind of guys don't spend a lot of time on personal grooming like me. So the less fuss we can make about it and the quicker and easier it can be as possible, then that's usually pretty good by us. So having this thing, which we can use on our beard or our hair and sort of moisturize our hands even if you've, been out in the surf or whatnot, the salt's drying you out, seems like a pretty good idea. It also helps us avoid, I think it's also fair to say that a lot of us men who fit into this sort of category have derided and mocked, usually in a jolly nature, the women in our lives who spend quite a lot of time in the bathroom and have the bathroom sink festooned with all kinds of tiny little bottles of all kinds of different potions and formulas and stuff like that. So this sort of all-in-one product also helps us avoid the dreaded "I told you so" when we realize that personal grooming can make a bit of a difference if we spend a little bit of time and effort on it. We love our girls, don't we? But nobody likes to hear "I told you so," especially if you're a little bit proud. In here is stuff like mango butter, lanolin, jojoba oil, shea butter, which I'm told is rich in vitamins and renowned for its anti-aging properties, and cocoa butter. This specific one carries their 4 Vices scent. They describe it as meticulously blended together 4 unique scents of tobacco, coffee, hops, and hemp cannabis to create the perfect blend that is rich and rugged. The earthy notes of coffee and tobacco pair perfectly with the bitter floral notes of hemp, cannabis, and hops. Now, I didn't choose this one, and frankly, I wouldn't have chosen this one if left to my own devices, just going, shopping normally on the site. But, I just told them, well, you pick what you want me to sample and I'll give it a fair go. And I'm kind of glad they did, because even though I wouldn't have picked this, it is really very pleasant. And I wouldn't have chosen it because the thought of smelling like beer and bong water and coffee and cigarettes didn't really thrill me. I don't even like the smell of coffee full stop. I don't drink it even. And I've always found the smell of coffee to be sort of acrid and bitter and burns my nose. And I hate when I'm sitting on a plane and they serve the coffee after a meal because I can't avoid smelling it then. But this actually smells really nice. It's warm, a little bit floral, masculine, and a whole lot more subtle than I ever thought it would be. The very slight tobacco notes are not of sort of dry or burnt cigarettes, but that of sort of really nice, moist, rolling tobacco, and it's very, very subtle at that. Can't say I detect much coffee at all, which is fine by me, because I don't like that smell anyway. The hops and the hemp cannabis sort of contribute to the higher floral kind of botanical notes, but don't actually smell like sort of beer and weed, so that's nice too. But yeah, overall I very much enjoy the 4 Vices scent they've got here. The material itself feels a bit gritty when you first sort of dig it out of the container, and I'm told that's normal for this, but once you sort of work it into your fingers a bit and sort of let your body heat melt it up, it turns into a very sort of smooth consistency. You can then sort of apply to your beard and sort of get up under and sort of get into the skin and stuff like that. The beard oil they sent me carries exactly the same 4 Vices scent, and I'm just noticing now I'm nearly out of it. I'm down to there. Should probably get some more soon. Now, of the beard oil, they say on the website, this beard oil was cultivated after months of research and is made with only the finest natural blends of oils. Simply put, it is the best beard oil on the market. Now, I have tried another beard oil, Bulldog brand or something I picked up at the supermarket, and this is way better. Like, way better. Smells better, feels better, better consistency, feels nicer in the beard. So it's also about 5 times more expensive than the one I picked up at the supermarket. But is it 5 times better? I don't know about that. But what I do know is it's very, very pleasant to use and just feels sort of nice. And I know what you're thinking. It's oil. It's going to feel greasy and horrible in the beard. It really doesn't. It's sort of, I don't know if it absorbs, or, you only use a few drops anyway. So it's not like you're pouring a bunch of sort of cooking oil into your beard or anything. But it doesn't leave you it doesn't leave your beard feeling sort of heavy or weighed down with oil. It doesn't leave it feel greasy. I'm wearing it right now. It doesn't feel intrusive in any way, which is really, really nice. It doesn't feel like you're wearing a product in your beard, but you can certainly tell the difference afterwards. Your beard feels sort of nice and soft and sort of pliable and sort of just... I don't even know what words here. I'm not used to describing personal care products like this. I don't have the vocabulary for it. But all I can tell you is that I will be continuing to use products like this because they do make a significant difference in sort of the health and feel of my beard. It sort of fixes that sort of beard dandruff problem I was talking about before, all that sort of stuff. And the before and after, I mean, which guy would you rather look like? I mean, if you had to look like me in the first place, you only had those 2 choices. I mean, if I could look like, well, let's not even start that. But yeah, that was a surprise. I mean, it's oil. It's literally oil, a blend of oils and scents and stuff like that. It's the whole thing with oil is it's supposed to feel greasy. That's the thing with it. Once you apply it in your beard, it doesn't. So that was a pleasant surprise with the beard oil. But in using these products, I've certainly found that my beard feels cleaner, stays tidier, is easier to manage, doesn't sort of get frizzy and ugly and everything like that. The hair feels healthier and stronger, sort of, I'm not sort of getting weird split ends, I'm not getting sort of breakages and things like that. And one of the other tips I picked up is also using a hairdryer. Now, I don't own a hairdryer, so I've been using a heat gun, which I think is perhaps the most masculine way you can possibly dry your hair and your beard. I have since ordered I don't own a hairdryer, that's why I was using the heat gun. I've since ordered a hairdryer. Should be arriving sometime today, as a matter of fact, so I can look after my face a little bit better than blasting it with a heat gun. But That also makes a difference as well. Sort of makes the hair a bit more pliable, and so then when you use these products, it makes an even bigger difference to sort of keeping it tidy throughout the day. And yeah, I did just admit on the internet that I blow dry my beard. Where do I sign up for my man bun? They also sent me a pocket comb and a boar's hair brush. Now, this I was skeptical of because it's a comb, and they go into great detail on their website about the 18 different step process they use to manufacture this thing, and I thought that was complete BS as well. It's a comb. It's an acrylic comb. What can you do to it? But it turns out that all their time sort of polishing and carefully crafting it and all that kind of crap really does make a difference. This thing pulls through my beard hair so much smoother and more gently than the regular comb I have, which is just a regular plastic comb. It costs like $3 from the local store. So I don't know when I got it. Might have stole it from a hotel. I don't know. But this really is a really best comb I've ever used, actually, if I'm honest with you. It feels really good. Super smooth. Pulls through the hair. Pulls through any tangles or anything super easily. And my whole world of personal grooming is being turned upside down because I'm trying these products. I went, hang on a sec. Maybe a comb that doesn't, maybe a comb that costs more than $3 is actually worth owning. Here I was thinking all combs are the same. They're plastic or acrylic. They've got teeth on them, and you pull them through your hair so your hair doesn't look like you slept in a typhoon. I don't know what to tell you. This also is really nice too, and I probably should have cleaned that before I put it on camera. I'll hold it here so it's not in focus. You can see some beard hair in there. Boar's hair brush, and again I was thinking ridiculously fancy, just buy a brush with some bristles and do the thing. This is really nice too. And they tell me that the point of using boar's hair, sort of natural boar's hair, is because like our hair, if you look at it on a microscope, it's a little bit scaly. Like the hair grows with little tiny scales on it because that's the way mammalian hair grows. And that apparently helps sort of grab onto dirt and oils and things, and pulls it all through your beard, pulls the dirt out of your beard and things like that. And it really does make a difference. Like using this as opposed to a regular brush really does. There is a difference in how it feels, how it leaves the beard looking. And these are very stiff bristles as well, so it actually feels really nice when you pull it through your beard as well. I understand now. Those cats that sort of go into these bliss comas when you groom them with your sort of stiff bristle brush. I get that now, because in the morning when I'm doing that, it feels really pleasant. And my beard is now getting to the length where sort of knots and tangles are starting to become a thing. So between these two products, it's really easy to deal with. Now, the fifth and final product they sent me was this, which is actually a sample size of their Old Money sea salt spray. Old Money is the scent. Sea salt spray is self-evident. And the whole thing behind this is it's a hair care product, not for your beard, but for your hair. And it's designed to, when you go to the beach, you've been in the water and you come out of the water and your hair dries and your hair is sort of much more voluminous and has more texture and shape to it than it would normally have. And that's because of the salts and the sand and things like that. They're in your hair. They're sort of bulking it up. And that's what this is designed to imitate. They've got a special clay in here. What is the name of it? Let me look up the name. Kaolinite. 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 Anyway, there's a special clay in here. It's a manufactured clay. It's not a natural clay. It's a manufactured clay that is a type of silicate. Sand is a type of silicate, so that's why they use that. But yeah, you shake it up before use. You give it a couple of squirts in your hand. You pull it through your hair and you sort of blow dry and whatnot. And it just gives a little bit extra sort of texture and volume and sort of thickens up the hair a bit. My hair is sort of naturally very fine. And I've started to thin a bit in my age. I'm 40 now. Hair's starting to thin a bit. But it just gives me a little extra texture to my hair. And with a head of hair like this, there's not that much point in spending a lot of time styling or grooming or getting a proper haircut or anything like that. But yeah, this stuff here, I'm absolutely going to get more sea salt spray because it's, the one vanity product that I have used is hair care products, because when I let my hair get long enough, because I usually sort of buzz cut it every sort of 6 months or so because I get tired of dealing with it, just go down to number 3, let it grow out until it gets too untidy, do it again, maybe get a haircut in between. But hair care products is something I usually use some sort of wax or clay or some of the cream stuff that's got sort of a matte, sort of very low hold kind of thing, just to keep my hair in place so it doesn't, it stays looking like I intended to stay at. I'm not interested in a super tough hold or anything like that. And this does the best job of that. of any product I've ever tried. And it's sort of a relatively new trend in hair care as far as I can tell. But yeah, the whole sea salt spray thing, absolutely keep on using that as well. As far as the scent goes, it doesn't really smell like old cash or some old coins or anything. Instead, they claim notes of aged oak, black pepper, and amber. And I'm not actually sure how I would describe it, because to me it doesn't smell like oak. I have no idea what amber smells like. I've never actually put my nose to a block of amber or anything like that. And I certainly can't detect any hint of black pepper, and I'm a big fan of black pepper. I use it all the time when I cook. So I'm not really sure how I would describe this scent. It is bright and clean and masculine. It smells a lot more elegant than the Four Vices. The Four Vices feels very sort of rugged and manly and masculine. Rawr. And this smells like, you know, suits and fine whiskies and maybe a cigar. I mean, it doesn't smell like a cigar, but it makes me want to dress up and have a really expensive whiskey and a cigar in a big leather chair or something like that. And again, it doesn't smell like old books or leather, but it puts me in mind of leather-bound volumes of books. It just kind of smells classy. And again, I wish I had better vocabulary for describing this kind of stuff, because, you know, in my regular videos, I don't spend a lot of time describing how things smell. When I'm reviewing a game or a keyboard or a lens or a camera, there's very little call for, hey, does it remind you of old books? But these products have sort of opened my world, opened my mind up to the sort of, you know, masculine personal grooming world a little bit. I appreciate the simplicity of them, the warm, subtle, masculine sense without going overboard. You know, they're very, very subtle. And on the occasion that I've been in the company of a woman who, you know, it's appropriate to ask her, hey, how does my face and head smell? I've had a pretty good reaction to that. They've liked the sense on me. And I'm glad I didn't stay stuck in my stubborn arrogance about this kind of product, thinking stuff like beard oils and special beard brushes and balms and all that kind of stuff was complete idiot snake oil for moron hipsters and their man buns. I mean, it's that too, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely that too, but for regular dudes, it's also well worth giving a go, in my humble opinion. Now, these particular products, these specific products from Beard brand are, well, they're more expensive than some other alternatives you may find out there, and I haven't tried enough variety out there to know whether they're really, really worth the price that these things are asking for versus the cheaper stuff that you may find elsewhere. I know the beard oil certainly is, because as I've said, I've tried a cheaper beard oil from a supermarket, and this is clearly superior in every aspect. The smell, feel, use, all that kind of stuff. This is way, way, way better. And you do only need tiny amounts of these things too, like a little bit of dollop of this goes a long way, and you know, 3 or 4 drops from this for a beard of this size is plenty. So they are sort of pretty good value for, you know, a tiny bottle of stuff and sort of the price they ask for it. It seems like a complete sort of idiot ripoff, but you know, they are really good products and they do last, so maybe that's decent value. And to those of you out there who are watching this who don't need this kind of product, so you don't grow a beard, can't grow a beard, you're thinking about growing a beard, but maybe there's someone in your life who does have a beard. They do these sort of really fancy gift boxes as well, and Christmas is coming up, so that might be worth looking into. I know if someone gave me a gift box of these type of products, I would be very suspicious at first, at least before these experiences. I would go, you don't know me at all. Gift box of beard care products. Is this a joke? But now, after actually using them, I'm turned around on the whole thing. I really am. I like them. So thank you for watching. I am Blunty, rambling about personal care products for the first time, I believe. Might even be the last time. I don't know. But it has been an interesting experience, a learning experience, and slightly humbling, because I was so wrong about the difference this kind of product can make. You know, I guess, like I started out with, I'm not an especially vain person, but I do prefer my beard looking like this as opposed to what it looks like without the products. So if I'm going to grow a long beard, I might as well look after it properly. Thanks for watching. I'm Blunty, and I'll catch you next time.